At the exact time of this recording, FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's as a franchise has officially come to an end, because Markiplier uploaded his very last video on Security Breach, which is what I believe to be the final of the games, unless there is something going to be announced very soon, in which case I will be very upset. And it actually marks the end of an era, really, for horror gaming, because FNAF has always been this poster child for the horror game community. And yeah, that feels very, very weird. Although I don't think this is the first time that we've been thinking that FNAF was officially discontinued. There's like FNAF 4, which was supposedly the final one, right? Then there was Sister Location. We also thought that was going to be the last one. Then there came the VR game, the Pizzeria Simulator, the free game. And then I think maybe finally Security Breach. I don't know, Jeremy. There's a lot of them. But as a sort of final send-off to this series, and because I am very fond of this series, I grew up with this series of video games, I would like to do what I do best, and that is make a tier list of all the different FNAF characters that I could find. I think this is the most expansive list of the characters that I could find. But I'm not sure. There might be a few missing. I don't know. There is so many of them. And I'm not going to be rating these as like my personal favorite characters or anything. I'm going to go back to what it's originally all about. The horror, the scaredness of it. And I'm going to take sort of a step back from the lore universe and all that and just think about like the design and stuff and how they work in the games and what makes them terrifying. And of course, I also want to hear you guys' opinions. I want you guys to beat me over the head with how stupid I am and why I'm wrong about putting them in each tier. That's the sort of YouTube drama that I live for. So let's do it. The original four, the original squad, if you may. These guys were terrifying. And that might not just be because of the character designs, that might just be because FNAF 1, in my raw opinion, is a terrifying horror game. I know that everyone's gotten very used to it by now, I know that everybody's gotten very used to the whole pizzeria environment, but god, that game was terrifying the first time I played it. I remember screaming. And the way that all these characters were sort of bulky, uncanny, and they really did look like something out of like an old, I think Chuck E. Cheese was what it was compared to. So, I think every one of these almost... I think every single one of these belongs in S, except maybe Chica. I like Chica, but Bonnie and all the other characters were the one that really struck fear in you in the first one, because Bonnie was always, I believe, the first one roaming out on the first night. Terrifying. Now we get over to some of the weirder stuff. This is Golden Freddy. I always sort of was interested in the Golden Freddy lore, because that was like the first deep dive sort of lore that we actually got with the game. Other than that, it all seemed pretty plain surface, but this started some confusion and some thoughts and theories. But if I remember correctly, I don't think it ever really went anywhere in the entire series. So I'm gonna give this a C for now. C. It's okay. But Phone Guy, another classic. I know a lot of people find the Phone Guy annoying, Scott Cawthon, but I actually really think it's cool. It's a cool distraction. It's supposed to distract you while all the different dangers around you are homing in on you. It's supposed to give you that sense of security, sense of feeling that you're safe until the later nights where he just disappears, and it's great. Now, the Phone Guys in the later games, however, they can be discussed. The freaking third one. But other than that, Phone Guy gets a B. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go a lot quicker about this. The FNAF 2 roster, except you. I have no idea what you are supposed to be. Now, in my opinion, these characters are trying too hard. They look okay, but they step a little bit away from like the uncanny of it personally. I really like FNAF 2. It's one of the absolute better of the games, but I think I'm gonna put every single one of these in C tier except for Bonnie, which was pretty scary when they had that like caught look in the camera. I thought that was really cool. And Mangle is special. Mangle was weird, Mangle was freaky. I did like Mangle, so you're going in A tier. Balloon Boy and Balloon Girl, you guys suck. They don't even kill you, their pure mechanic is just to annoy you or leave you for dead at worst so any of the other animatronics can come kill you, and I'm not a fan. The Marionette is okay. It's one of like the bigger lore pieces that we get in the game, so I don't know, they're okay. Okay, fine, I'll move them up to B. These guys are okay, like the old destroyed versions of the robots. They're okay, but they're also where Scott goes a little bit away from what he originally came from, in my opinion, and he sort of goes towards making them intentionally very scary, like the decay and all that. He sort of strays away from the uncanny valley of the original squad. But I do really like the design of New Bonnie. It's kind of cool. I don't know what this is, Nightmare Bonnie or whatever. It doesn't go anywhere ever, and this one is average. Next, the third game. Wait, the security breach characters aren't here. Oh, well, god fucking damn it. So I've apparently figured out from a bunch of Google scouring that what I'm trying to do is too revolutionary, and there's no tier list template out for the security breach characters yet, so yeah, that sucks. But it's okay, because at the end of this, I'm gonna make my own tier list with blackjack and hookers, and just show you a picture of what I rate the different security breach characters, so we can prop them in the same bracket. But yeah, I'm really not a fan of FNAF 3. FNAF 3 is one of, if not the weakest installment in my opinion. I know that it technically had like an end, it had a bad end, it had a good end, but the gameplay and the mechanics in it were just not interesting. It was going for like hallucinogenic stuff, and that's, I don't know, it just never works for me in horror. I don't like it. Plus, all these guys look the same. Springtrap gets a little more credit because those leaked pictures that we saw in between every now and again with like the purple guy reaching out was kind of cool. But FNAF 4, however, they're not very good in their design on their own, actually. They're going for this nightmare look, which makes sense because I think canonically it takes place in some kid's nightmare who got their frontal lobe bitten off or something, if I'm not remembering wrong. Guys, am I remembering that right? Please check down in the comments if my theory is right. But yeah, they're like nightmare creations, also sort of hallucinogenic stuff from the last one, except this time the mechanics are really cool. And I think that FNAF 4 is, wait for it, one of the better, if not best, FNAF games out there, just because the mechanic of listening for them is so cool. So I gotta give the C tier to Nightmare Bonnie and Chica, and also Fredbear, because it was pretty spooky the night where you only had to fight him. The other guys are very painfully average though. Now we're heading over to some of the VR stuff, I think, and whatever this is. Once more, it's just trying to outdo itself by sort of, I don't know, lighting stuff on fire and having it even more eroded than before. These two I don't remember where are from, but I really don't like the Balloon Boy redesign. And I don't even know what this is. I think it's like a version of the puppet, but I'm also just gonna... FNAF 5! An interesting one. Sort of a comeback in the series, in my opinion. Design-wise, at least. I think this game sort of pulls through. It's interesting, and every night is like different. Not the scariest of all the games, but I did like that it wasn't just the same all the time, and it sort of stepped away from the formula a little bit. I actually don't like Balloon... Circus Baby! Or Freddy or Foxy, they're just going for sort of like a segmented kind of look. Belore and Ennard though, those guys are really cool. Belore has the coolest scripted segment in her room where she like dances around. And if any of you have played the VR game, the segment with Ennard and Mangle in the elevator like repair, that is crazy scary. Some of the I think that is the one of the scariest segments in all the games. So yeah, I gotta give one to Ennard. Not as scary as Mangle, but very scary. You guys can just frick right off. Did any of you play? Did any of you guys actually play Sister Location before it got updated? Before that horrible segment with these guys got fixed? Oh my god. But anyways, Pizzeria Simulator. This one was kind of crazy. It introduced so many different characters, and I barely know half of them. So these guys are going in the D section. You're actually sort of E. You're worse than that. I also don't know what you are. Oh god, there's so many of these that I just don't know anything about. I have no idea what this thing's about. It's like a fishing minigame in like the free... Candy the Cadet gets a plus though, because Candy Cadet is kind of cool.
I am a Candy Cadet. Come get your candy here. I have candy all day, every day. Candy, candy, candy.
But yeah, we're actually pretty close to the end. I think these are all just repeats for some reason, so I am just gonna put in a couple of these. These guys are actually, in my opinion, pretty cool. It's my favorite aspect of FNAF 6, the coolest mechanic where you have to like check them before you let them come into the restaurant, and you have to do it and tase them and stuff, and they'll move when you're not looking at them. I actually really like that, so these guys are going up on this. Except you. I don't like you because I think you're like a talking animatronic, and that just takes away the point. And then I think finally, before getting out with it, these guys, they were pretty okay. They were like in the VR game, and they had like a scary like flashing light puzzle, which was kind of cool, but you had to do it for like many levels. So I'm gonna put you guys in D tier. You guys were okay. You guys did pretty good. But yes, anyways, folks, this is the final tier list. I'm actually gonna smack you up to it. Yeah. But anyways, peeps, this is the final tier list, the official tier list, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna tell me otherwise, unless you guys are. If you guys think that I harassed one of your animatronics way too hard, please do get very angry at me in the comments. I would love to see your argument. But basically, in short, FNAF 1, very good. FNAF 2, it's kind of good. FNAF 3, no. FNAF 4, yay! And then FNAF 5, and then FNAF 6, And then it brought it up again a little bit in the VR, and in the security breach, I don't know, because you're gonna see my opinions on that right here now, once editing Scribbs has made that. Have you made that, Scribbs? I hope so. This is the lay of the land, folks. If you have a different opinion, fight me. But anyways, peeps, with this, I feel like I can finally leave off the series for good, except if there's something new that comes out in the future. I've heard some terrible, terrible, frightening humors of perhaps a movie being in the making, which I just don't know, but I feel like with the security breach, we can at least like close the book on what is called old school FNAF. We can definitely see it's going off in a different direction now, so now we can close the book on the poster child that is Five Nights at Freddy's. You were good to us, Freddy. You represented the community for a long time, but it's okay. You can sleep in now. We'll have something else hopefully representing us equally sometime soon. But yes, this was really fun. So please do let me know if you have any opinions about my tier list, any controversial opinions or thoughts. I will fight you for them. But other than that, then this was very fun. So if you also have any sort of other ideas for tier lists that I could do, please do let me know. Anyways, genuinely thank you all so much for watching, and I catch you all in the next one. Peace.